This has been a pretty embarrassing year for Marvel Studios when it comes to just about everything they've done, especially the Disney Plus series. Just about all of them have been pretty awful. In fact, all of Phase 4, in my opinion, has been pretty terrible. So I don't have a lot of high hopes for the future of the MCU. I think a lot of it is going to be more of the same, if not worse, than what we've gotten over the past 2 years. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, is my favorite example of this because it's probably one of the worst shows I've ever seen. Just about everybody that I know that's watched it thinks it's a huge pile of shit. It's an awful show. Of course, critics love it, giving it a certified fresh. So, in the opinion of modern entertainment critics, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, is one of the greatest television shows ever made. Because it's in the high 90s, so it's the bestest ever. Now, some people are very excited for the upcoming Charlie Cox-led Daredevil Born Again. And I have to remind all of you, once again, that this is going to be created by modern Disney. This is not classic Marvel. And, man, that Daredevil Netflix series, if you've never watched that, if you want some Marvel that I would actually recommend, that is it. Especially those first 2 seasons. Those first 2 seasons of Daredevil are some of the best comic book entertainment you're going to find. It's really good. I would almost call it a masterpiece. It's a great, great couple of seasons. Highly recommended. So naturally, a lot of people are looking forward to Daredevil Born Again because it's, wow, the crew is back together. But there's not really much out there on it. I even tried to find out who was writing it because everyone fails upward. And that would tell me that probably somebody from another shit property got pushed up to this property. And I can't find much. I don't even know if this is real because anybody can go in and edit IMDb. So I don't even know if this is the actual cast and crew. But apparently, take this with a grain of salt because I don't know. Matt Corman and Chris Ord are writing it. And I went and looked at their IMDb. There's really not a lot going on. In fact, the only writing credit this Corman guy has is Deck the Halls. Oh, wait, no, he's got a couple more. Okay, here's his writing. Deck the Halls, Extreme Dinosaurs, Covert Affairs, Containment, The Brave, and The Enemy Within. And that's not The Enemy Within movie with Will Smith and Gene Hackman. No, that's Enemy of the State, sorry. So Enemy Within. Don't know anything about this series, had 2 episodes. So if you know these series, this is something to expect. And here's the other guy. What's he best known for writing? Previous 6, same stuff. So it looks like these guys are a team. They're both working on Daredevil Born Again. That's it. Now, what's funny about this is this show is filming soon, and Charlie Cox still hasn't seen a script for the show. You know, what's going on there? I'd like to know. Maybe give me a little details. I just don't have a lot of faith in this show. Hasn't seen anything. And then, you know, of course, there was the news that it's going to be a childish show. Born Again will attempt to appeal to a slightly younger audience, taking away all the mature themes that made this show so damn good in the first place. I mean, I just haven't seen modern Disney, Marvel, any of those Disney Plus shows. I have not seen any of them pull off a mature, serious show, and that's what Daredevil was. So you're just going to take the character and plop him down in these goofy, modern comedy Marvel properties. We've already got a preview to how he might be, and that was in She-Hulk, and we all know how shitty that was. That actress, of course, wants to come on this show, by the way. Oh, what a joke that would be. Let's just make it a comedy. Why not? Maybe that'll work. That'll drive in the kids. Tired of all these Marvel comedies. Charlie Cox also, by the way, doing his best to get modern woke Hollywood to recognize him. I found this interview here, came out the 22nd of December, and Charlie Cox, it's a long interview, but I'm just going to give you some highlights. He basically talks about his career and stuff and Daredevil. And he says this: the Bond itch has been scratched a little bit for me with Treason. That's a movie coming out soon, I think. But also particularly by Daredevil. Playing a superhero is not so different. He doesn't think the Bond producers should be asking him, a middle-aged white man, anyway. I think they should do something different. And I think you know what I mean. It would be a really good time and an opportunity to do that. What he's saying there is he's saying instead of asking him to play James Bond, which I don't even think they have asked him, I think he got asked, he got asked if he would do the role, if he would play Bond if they called him. And he said, no, give the job to a man of color. Hell, why not a woman of color? He doesn't say that, but that's what he's implying here. So he's saying, don't ask me, I'm a middle-aged white man. I can't play that role because I'm a middle-aged white man. And then there was this little bit here that I found interesting. So he's talking about Daredevil now, and he's talking about how he's excited about the return of Daredevil. One, because he's getting work. He's had a string of failures and shit, so he's happy to be working again. You said earlier that I could be busy for years, and I thought, yeah, maybe, hopefully, he says, but if this show next year doesn't hit the spot, then that might be it. Then it's back to, he doesn't finish that thought, but he's not expressing any doubt in Marvel's ability. He's not expressing any doubt in Marvel's ability to make the series work, but protecting himself from great expectations. Yeah, because if it fails, he's out. He's done. There'll be no more Daredevil shows. There'll be no Daredevil movie. He's done. And he knows it. So he stopped himself. If this show fails, his career is likely done. He's getting pretty old. He's turning down roles because he's white. I won't play Bond. He'd be an awful Bond, by the way. Good Daredevil, awful Bond. You couldn't do it. So he took that example. He knows he can't do it, so he took that example to say, hey, listen, Hollywood, I get it. I'm an old white guy. You don't need to give me the role. But remember that I said this so that if Daredevil doesn't take off, I'll get work. Man, I don't have any faith in this show. And, if you don't want to get excited for it, I think that would be the good idea. Go into Daredevil with low expectations. I'll tell you that. Not the Netflix one, Born Again. Daredevil Born Again is likely going to be a shitty show. That's just my opinion. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll surprise me, and it'll be the first Phase 4 and 5 property that's actually been good. Who knows? But I am not holding my breath. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my locals and my Rumble, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.